What are the biggest problems that the Montana defense presents to you?
Well, I've gotten to watch them a little bit. I think they have great athletes, but as we stress each and every week, we'll have to find ways to attack their defense to get points on the board, and that's what it's going to come down to.
Are there ways that you've seen that you can attack?
Well, I have to discuss that with the coaching staff today on how they want to, what kind of game plan they want to put in and things like that. So we're not sure right now.
What do you attribute the struggles last week offensively to, particularly in the first three quarters? Now that you've had a few days to think about it.
Well, we didn't get it done. It's simple. There were some misreads on my part as a quarterback, and I take responsibility for those. So it was just multiple things that we didn't do, and our defense did a great job last week of at least keeping us in it. We had a chance to win it down the stretch, and we didn't get it done.
You were so self-effacing after that loss last week. How long does it take to get over a loss like that? Is it behind you already? Can you talk about that process?
Yeah, you have to chunk it after you watch the film. You have to get rid of it. You have to first learn from it and learn from the mistakes that you made in that game, so that it won't be a repeating process. But you have to chunk it pretty fast. And over the years, I've been playing this game for a long, long time. I've learned how to get rid of it.
What does this rivalry, DeNarius Catgrews, mean to you?
Man, I mean, I know a lot of the times I'm just like really to the point and just bland about a lot of things, but this rivalry, it means a lot to the state of Montana, to the country in general, because it's been going on forever, and this is how you leave your legacy as a Cat or as a Grizz. So what we'll do is we'll approach it like we approach any other week, because it is a must-win for us, but there is an extra incentive in it, without a doubt.
When you see the Montana guys, either team, embrace this rivalry and it means so much to them, how does that rub off on you?
Well, after being here for 5 years, I've actually spent probably the same amount of time in Bozeman as I did in Dallas. So it's become like a second home. So I understand exactly what it means to be a Bobcat and to travel around the state and be questioning about this game, even if it's the middle of the summer. So it's definitely a big deal in the state, and it's a big deal to me and to the rest of my teammates, even if you're from out of the state or from out of the state.
What does it mean to you to be able to host this game in your senior season?
I mean, it means a lot. We just have to come out with the win, point blank, period.
I think that's the one thing missing from your legacy, a win over the Grizz at home.
Well, it's not about my legacy. It's about the legacy of the Bobcats, and that's what's missing from our legacy. I mean, I came in here, Coach Ash gave me the opportunity to play as a youngster. We've been able to do a lot of things, but this is our last Cat Grizz game. Out of all of the offensive coordinators and the coaches I've had within the past years, the one that's still standing here is the man over there, and that's Coach Ash. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we end this regular season with the win over those guys.
Same thing I just asked Cody. I mean, what's it going to be like to go through it with these guys that you've gone through it with for 5 years now?
Like Cody said, we were on a scout team together. We never knew that it would come down to this, and it's a great story. That's why we have to make it a great ending.
The home team hasn't won since '08. Do you find that to be a strange dynamic, considering that both teams have such strong home field advantages?
Well, that's why in this rivalry it doesn't necessarily matter who's at home. It's all about who comes to play, because I think there could be one team that's 0-10 and the other team that's 10-0, and coming to the other place and they're prepared to play. everything that happened in the past goes out the window, and you have to face those guys because they will be prepared and they will hit you in the mouth. And both teams are the same way, so we'll see what happens on Saturday.
It's been said this is not just Cactus, it's also, you guys might be playing for the playoffs. Do you feed off the pressure of this week, and does one supersede the other?
You have to love it. I mean, as a lot of people say, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and this is a big-time game. So the players will have to show up, and we're going to have to go out there and compete and make plays.